Welcome, guys, to this new episode of the Hardcore Iron Man Progress series. I'm still having problems with the clips. The audio, when I recorded them initially, did not actually go through, so I'm just going to be commentating over these for quite a bit until I start getting back to the ones that that I actually have live reactions for. So hopefully it's not a big deal. Let's keep moving forward with this. So there's 76 Herblore, and at that point now I'm one level away from being able to boost up to make Cerebrus. And I must have had a lot of XP banked at once, because there's 77 Herblore right there, so from there forward I can start making stamina pots without boosting, and I can boost to make Cerebrus. Pretty awesome, pretty useful. And there are the first Cerebrus that I made in the account. I made just a couple inventories. I don't see myself needing much more than that, at least until I actually get 81 Herblore. And here I'm finishing up Legends Quest, which turns out I needed that for the Karam Jahar diary. I couldn't get the diary done back a couple episodes ago. And while I'm down here, I had a Master Clue, the Dragon's Eye one, that I thought I would knock out as well. So let's continue on that Master Clue after the quest and see what happens. And there's Legends Quest done. I should have done this quest earlier on because I didn't realize how many useful things would come out of it. You know, first of all, I have some diaries I can get done now. I can start using skills necklaces and combat bracelets. A few other things as well. That Karazi Jungle shortcut, I think it requires 79 agility. That's going to be useful for clue scrolls and things like that as well. So just some little things like that. And there's the final requirement for the Karam Jahar diary. I'm very glad I was able to complete this diary because the gloves are incredibly useful. They teleport me to that underground gem mine, which is good for 1, gem mining, and 2, just getting to Shiloh Village in general, getting to Duradel, places like that. So nice little quality of life thing for me there. Ended up not being able to complete this Master Clue, which isn't a surprise. At that point of the account, I was probably only able to do maybe, 35-40% of Master Clue steps. So didn't have any expectations there. I hit the Minor Runite Ore section, which I don't have the level for, nor do I have the outfit at that point. So not a big deal, just didn't expect to be able to complete it anyway. And there's me finishing the Angler outfit. I got the first 3 pieces pretty early on. I was doing some AFK stuff on another, working on another account, and ended up getting the first 3, but never finished it off. So there's me finishing it off. All right, finally just getting the Barrows grind started here. Got an elite clue on my 3rd chest, and ended up not being able to complete much of it. Then tried to turn it into a master, and couldn't complete that either. So I guess it's back to the Barrows. And here's 86 magic. Barrows hasn't been the best magic XP in the world, never really has. But at least, it's some XP, and it's better than nothing. So the first thing I did when I wasn't doing Barrows, when I wanted to kind of take a break in between Barrows chests, I did some rune crafting. I wanted to finish off that Lumber Tar diary, unlock that Cabbage teleport. And so I did ZMI until 59. Eventually got that, and now I guess it's back to Barrows and other things. And there is the Lumber Hard Diary completed. I think at the time that was my 5th hard diary because I had Fremennik, Karamja, Mauritania, and Varrock already completed before that. So not including Wilderness, I believe there are 5 diaries to go. And been slowly but surely working on those. There's the first Barrows item on the account. It took me a while to get 31 chests, but it's one that I'm extremely excited about, the Carol's Top. Because it's such a good item. It's going to be useful for a lot of things. I'm just grateful that it wasn't a useless item. And second item, pretty shortly after that, get me an Aram Staff. Not the best item in the world, but an item nonetheless. Another relatively useless item here, the Torag Hammers. 84 chests in at that point with only 3 items. One of them's only really a good item, so I was a little bit concerned that this trend would continue, but I'm not going to give any spoilers. Let's see what happens. Now, those are the things that I like to see. That's one of the two items that I was really after, that and the Aram's Bottom. So, one of those two is down, and any chest now could finish this grind up for me, at least temporarily, until I come back for a full Darox and things like that. So I decided at this point that in between Barrows, I want to work on some crafting off stream. And, the big goal there is 87. I want to get those first 2 Zenites to help me with Zora and other things like that. Get that Ring of Suffering, get that Necklace of Anguish. Unlock the Fury along the way as well. That's a pretty big one. So there'll be a pretty considerable amount of clips from that here coming up here moving forward. 78 crafting. I remember this part going pretty well. Didn't have too many problems finding worlds. Didn't have too many other people there at most times of the day. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. Back to Barrows for a bit. Got me my first set of tank legs. Got me some Torag's legs, which was pretty nice to see. I started using those for certain Slayer tasks. I still preferred the Obby legs most of the time. But if I needed something with higher defense, then I use those as well. See another elite clue here. I wasn't able to complete this one either. Also turned it into a master. Couldn't do that one. Didn't really come as a surprise to me. But then I get a Carol skirt, which is just absolutely beautiful to see. I've got the Carol's top and the skirt now. Looking into potentially completing the Carol set for Mauritania Elite. But we'll look at the next few items that come up and see what happens here. And just 5 chests later, I get the Carol's coif. So at this point, I just need the crossbow for the full set. And I said, while I was working on this grind, that if I completed a full Barrows set, I would go ahead and work on the 91 fishing. Then I would be able to complete the Mauritania Elite Diary. At that point, it would be my first Elite Diary. So if I can get the crossbow here in the next few items here, then that would be something I would be working on. Next item, got some Darox plate legs, which I was much more excited to see than the Torag's legs, because that's part of the Darox set, which I want to use later for Giant Mole, things like that. That's probably the one full set that I really want. So, got a quarter of that done, and I'm excited at this point about that for sure. Another elite clue, again, couldn't complete it, so you'll see a trend here that I just don't quite have a lot of the requirements to finish elite clues yet, which is pretty unfortunate. And then here it is. Didn't want to spoil it, but got the Carol's crossbow. That completes the Carol set for me. And that allowed me to commit to going for 91 fishing as the last Mauritania Elite requirement left on the board. Not only that, I also was able to use that crossbow for Demonic Gorillas later as well. I preferred it over the rune crossbow. The bolt racks were easy to obtain. You could buy them from NPC in Port Phasmatis. And the final Barrows chest for an awfully long time, I got the Aram's robe skirt, and that completes the items that I need, at least for this next grind. Just to sum things up, I ended up getting the entire Carol set, all 4 items for the Mauritania Elite Diary, which certainly helps quite a bit. I got Darox legs, Torag hammers, Aram's staff as well, and obviously the Aram's top and bottom. So still no Guthan pieces, which I'm excited about because I have no use for them whatsoever. Also no Varak pieces. I would like to get the helm and the skirt one day, and then, like I said before, I want to finish the Darox set as well. So that's where I'm at with Barrows. I'm going to move forward for now, though, and I'll be back to Barrows eventually. So at this point, I'm starting Kraken Boss, and I'm really liking some of its drops. Some nice skilling supplies, things like Sandfew Serums to help me out later. Runes to help replenish the Trident charges I use up. Things like that. I just don't like the XP, so I've decided at this point that once I get the Kraken Tentacle obtained, I'm going to put Kraken on the block list and continue on with Slayer until 93. And then after 93, take it back off the block list along with any other boss-related task. Because then that'll basically be all the way to 99 will be bosses from there. And then here I get some coins off a Lucky Impling that someone else shouted out for me as well. Really always appreciate those shoutouts, regardless of what I get from the Lucky Implings. I joke around that that's where I'll get Ring Tribute someday, but I don't expect that to happen. It would be pretty incredible if it did, though. So there's me completing that Mauritania Elite task I mentioned earlier, wearing a full Barrow set while looting the chest. Nice, very short, concise summary of my Barrows grind. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Moving on to bigger and better things here in the next few episodes, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are as well. Take it easy. See you in the next one.